New developments now in Hunter Biden's indictment. His attorney making a bold prediction, saying the federal gun charges will, quote, be dismissed before trial. Hunter Biden was indicted yesterday on 3 federal gun charges, including making false statements on a federal firearms form and possession of a firearm as a prohibited person. This is the first time the Department of Justice charged a child of a sitting president. Joining me now is former federal prosecutor and legal analyst Renato Mariotti. Renato, thank you so much for being with us. So Hunter's attorney is predicting that this case will be dismissed. In your opinion, how likely is that to happen?
Possible, but not likely. In other words, they have a good argument because they did reach a deal with the prosecutor that would have involved not charging this case. But ultimately, that deal fell apart. And really the question is whether or not the deal was fully consummated, was fully finalized, let's put it that way, before they went to court. Essentially, this was a deal between the prosecutor's office and the defense about what the charges were going to be. Ultimately, at the end, the judge raised questions about that deal. It fell apart. And there's a missing signature on it, for example, from the probation department. So there's going to be a lot of discussion about whether that signature is necessary, and so on. So they have a good argument, but obviously it's an uphill battle to try to defeat charges in this manner.
Right, and there's a lot that still needs to unfold, a lot that still needs to happen. What likely happens next?
Well, I think there's going to be some motions that are going to be being filed by the Hunter Biden team. He has some very capable attorneys like Abby Lowell representing him. So I expect a flurry of motion activity. Ultimately, one of 2 things are going to happen. Either after filing those motions and seeing some potential downside, the prosecutor on the case cuts a deal with Hunter Biden's team. That's possible. It's also possible that these motions are just going to go to the judge, and the judge is going to rule. Obviously, if the judge rules in Hunter Biden's favor, well, then I guess his attorney's prediction's correct. But if not, then I expect that Hunter Biden ultimately will plead guilty rather than going to trial on these matters, and then we'll use all of this at sentencing to argue to the judge that he should receive a very lenient sentence, which I think is very likely given that these charges are rarely brought.
So, Renato, there's a lot of different paths here. The timeline. How long do you think this process draws out? Because there are motions, it's an uphill battle, as you mentioned. And in addition to that, do you think there will be more charges filed?
So I think months rather than years in terms of how long this takes. So I think this will happen before the election, for example. And then regarding whether more charges are filed, I have trouble believing that the prosecutor here really has more evidence that would add up to charges against Hunter Biden, because if he had that, he would be charging them instead of this. I mean, these charges are pretty rarely filed, very rarely filed. So it's pretty weak. I think that ultimately, if the prosecutor had something better, he would have charged it.
All right, and then that brings me to my last question for you, Renato. You say yourself that these charges are rarely filed. So looking at the evidence, looking at the charges he's currently facing, do you think Hunter Biden is likely to be convicted if this does, not reach some type of plea deal and actually goes to trial?
Yes, I do. And just to be clear, these are 2 different issues. Mm-hmm. For example, the federal government rarely charges someone with possessing, 50 grams of marijuana. But that doesn't mean that if they catch you with it, that it isn't technically a federal offense. It's just that it's rarely prosecuted or almost never prosecuted for a variety of reasons. So I think that this is the sort of thing that's almost never charged, and there's questions about why they did that here. But, ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't think the government is going to have a difficult time proving its case.
A very good point there. All right, Renato Mariotti, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.